Buckingham Palace has been the official London residence of all monarchs of the United Kingdom since 1837, and it now serves as the monarch's administrative headquarters. Buckingham Palace has 775 rooms in total, including 19 staterooms, 52 royal and guest rooms, 188 staff rooms, 92 offices, 78 bathrooms, and other rooms. The palace takes its name from the house built in the early 17th century for John Sheffield, Duke of Buckingham. In 1781, George III purchased Kew Palace, then known as the Dutch House, as a family home. It was renamed the Queen's House and is now known as Buckingham Palace. On George IV's orders, John Nash began the process of converting the house into a palace in the 1820s. In London, the palace serves as the monarch's official residence and administrative headquarters. The palace, located in the city of Westminster, is a popular location for state functions and royal hospitality. It has served as a focal point for the British people during times of national celebration and sadness. Buckingham Palace is the monarch's official residence and administrative headquarters in London, as well as the Crown Estate. Unlike Sandringham House and Balmoral Castle, which are privately owned by the monarch, the Queen and Prince Philip spent the majority of their time in London at Buckingham Palace, which is located in the heart of the city. Henry VIII purchased the Hospital of St. James from Eton College in 1531, and it later became St. James's Palace. He took the manor of Ebury from Westminster Abbey in 1536. Approximately 500 years after William the Conqueror had given them away, Buckingham Palace was returned to royal control. In 1633, Lord Goring purchased the property and expanded William Blake's mansion. Goring House was the name given to it. He later created Goring Great Gardens. On April 21, 1926, she was born in Mayfair, London, England. Queen Elizabeth II has been the monarch of the United Kingdom since her father, King George VI, died in 1952. The 95-year-old monarch has 4 children, 8 grandchildren, and 12 great-grandchildren with her late husband, Prince Philip. Elizabeth is the longest-living and longest-reigning monarch in British history, as well as the longest-serving female monarch, the oldest living and longest-reigning present monarch, and the longest-serving incumbent monarch. Northern Ireland's troubles, the United Kingdom's devolution, the United Kingdom's accession to the European communities, the United Kingdom's withdrawal from the European Union, Canadian patriation, and Africa's decolonization have all shaped Elizabeth's reign as a constitutional monarch. Princess Elizabeth was King George VI's eldest daughter and the next in line to succeed him. At the age of 25, she ascended to the throne and became Queen Elizabeth II, with all the responsibilities that entailed. Buckingham Palace was built in 1703 as Buckingham House for John Sheffield, 3rd Earl of Mulgrave, and served as the royal family's home and administrative center for hundreds of years. The facade of the palace measures 108 meters long, 120 meters wide, and 24 meters high, with a total floor area of 77,000 square meters, nearly 830,000 square feet. The principal rooms are on the Piano Nobile, principal floor, which is behind the palace's west-facing garden facade. There is also a post office, a movie theater, a swimming pool, a doctor's office, and a jeweler's workshop in addition to the rooms. The music room is at the heart of this opulent suite of royal rooms that are oblique to the blue and white drawing room, with a wide bow as the dominant feature of the facade. The picture gallery is 50 meters long and illuminated from above, located in the center of the suite and serving as a corridor connecting to the staterooms. The throne room and green drawing room, which are adjacent to the picture gallery, contain works by Rembrandt, Van Dyck, Rubens, Vermeer, and others. The green drawing room serves as a vast anteroom to the throne room and is part of the ceremonial route to the throne from the guard room at the top of the grand staircase. The guard room features white marble statues of Queen Victoria and Prince Albert in Roman costumes in a tribune adorned with tapestries. The 1844 room was decorated to commemorate the official visit of Tsar Nicholas I of Russia, and the 1855 room was decorated to commemorate the visit of Emperor Napoleon III of France. These are two examples of rooms that have been named and are intended for specific visits. Tens of thousands of guests pass through the ballroom each year as they attend the Queen's Garden festivities. Between 1847 and 1850, when Edward Bloor began erecting the new East Wing, the Brighton Pavilion was once again looted of its fixtures. As a result, several of the rooms in the new wing have an oriental feel to them. The red and blue Chinese luncheon room is made up of portions of the Brighton banqueting and music rooms and features a massive oriental chimney piece built by Robert Jones and carved by Richard Westmacott. The Kylan clock, also known as the elegant clock, was created in the second half of the 18th century in Jingdezhen, Jiangxi Province, China. It contains a later mechanism by Benjamin Vulliamy around 1820. The yellow drawing room has a chimney piece that is a European interpretation of how a Chinese chimney piece might look, as well as wallpaper that was given to the Brighton Saloon in 1817. It was designed by Robert Jones, who used nodding mandarins in niches and terrifying winged dragons. At the heart of the East Wing is the iconic balcony with the center room behind its glass doors. In collaboration with Sir Charles Alum, Queen Mary designed a more conclusive saloon in Chinese pattern. Despite the fact that the lacquered doors were imported from Brighton in 1873, the Chinese theme was popular in the late 1920s. The Great Gallery, also known as the Principal Corridor, runs the length of the Piano Nobile in the East Wing. It runs the length of the quadrangle on the eastern side, where mirrored doors and cross walls reflect porcelain pagodas and other oriental furniture from Brighton. The yellow drawing room and the Chinese luncheon room are located at opposite ends of the gallery, with the center room in the center. When foreign heads of state visit the UK on state visits, the Queen usually entertains them at Buckingham Palace. They are assigned to the Belgian suite, which is located at the foot of the Minister's staircase on the ground floor of the north-facing garden wing. This building houses the 1844 room, a sitting chamber that serves as an audience room and is frequently used for personal investiture. Narrow corridors connect the suite rooms, and saucer domes designed by Nash in the Song style reflect the considerable height and perspective. Investitures and other honors, such as knighthoods bestowed by dubbing with a sword, are held in the ballroom, which was completed in 1854. It is the largest room in the palace, measuring 36.6 meters long, 18 meters wide, and 13.5 meters high. In terms of importance and usage, the ballroom has surpassed the throne room. The Queen sits on the throne dais during investitures beneath a shamiana or baldachin, a huge, domed velvet canopy first used at the Delhi Durbar in 1911. Prize recipients approach the Queen to accept their awards. The changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace is a ceremonial event that many people watch. At the event, the current Queen's Guard transfers authority to the new guards. On the first evening of a foreign head of state's visit, the ballroom is also used for state banquets. The Grand Service, a collection of a silver gilt plate built in 1811 for the Prince of Wales George IV, is laid out on the dinner table for 170 guests in ceremonial dress, complete with tiaras, white tie, and decorations, at state banquets. Every November, the Queen hosts a reception for members of the diplomatic corps. At Buckingham Palace, she hosts the grandest and most ceremonial banquet. Smaller events, such as the arrival of new ambassadors, are held in the 1844 room. The Queen also holds small luncheons and Privy Council meetings here on a regular basis. Larger lunch parties are frequently held in the curved and domed music room or the state dining room. Since the palace chapel was bombed during World War II, royal christenings have been held in the music room on occasion. The Queen's 3 children were all baptized there. On all formal occasions, they are accompanied by the yeomen of the guard in their ancient costumes, as well as other court officials such as the Lord Chamberlain. Men who did not wear a military uniform used to wear 18th century knee breeches. Every summer, the Queen hosts annual garden parties and large-scale events to mark royal anniversaries such as jubilees. The tennis court, lake, and helicopter landing pad are all part of the 16-hectare property. The royal carriages, including the gold state coach, are kept in the Royal Mews, designed by John Nash. In 1760, Sir William Chambers designed the gilded gold state coach. Giovanni Battista Cipriani painted the panels.